Friesians, you've had a long history with them.
Yeah, I've grew up with them from my early days when I was born in Devon back in the UK. Always been around the Holstein black and whites. So.
Then you moved to New Zealand?
Yeah, 2000 we moved over as a family, and we moved up to Marlborough, and we bought a dairy farm up there.
The UK got a bit claustrophobic?
Yeah, it was quite depressing actually during the 90s. I was left school in the mid-90s and then went to college, went to Duchy College and did up to level 4 agriculture, and there was just no future. We'd been hit by a succession of negative stories in the press. There was the BSE scandal, and that was just prior to us moving out. The next thing was a foot and mouth, so it wasn't getting any better over there, that's for sure.
UK dairying very intensive compared to New Zealand numbers wise.
Yeah, there's you get a lot more farms. Where I grew up in the southwest, it was still quite traditional in many ways. There was small dairy farms, but it's changing rapidly. Yeah, the whole picture's changed.
And now you are here on the peninsula, or almost on the peninsula by Lake Ellesmere, and you're doing stud breeding.
Yeah. That's our as a family. We've had a love for breeding pedigrees. Like I say, I grew up with Holstein. I've always been associated with Limousin cattle as well, and my wife, she grew up on a small goat farm over in Kent. So yeah, we've always had a love for the pedigrees.
Tell me about your stock, because you'd be very picky.
Yeah. When we was up in Marlborough, it was basically a smallish commercial farm, but I couldn't be too picky because you had to sort of get the milk in the vat. We had contracts to supply with town supply with Fonterra. But now we've got the luxury of just being able to be really choosy. I've basically, in a way, started from scratch, really. So we're very fortunate in Canterbury, in this area. We've got some of the best breeders right on our doorstep. To name a few, we've got like Geddeses and the Stewarts as well, and then a bit further down with the Fairview. So yeah, very fortunate to have some very good breeders locally.
And you're not selling the milk?
No. It's actually nice having a break from not having that pressure of having to meet all the criteria and the regulation. So not saying that won't ever happen again. I'll never say never to anything, but at the moment we're just really enjoying concentrating on the breeding, and I'm buying in lots of beef cross calves and obviously rearing pedigree calves, and that's what we're concentrating on at the moment.
So that's how you pay the grocer?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. We downsize, so we've been able to come onto the farm without massive overheads, and that's obviously the key to it. The farm we had in Marlborough was substantial. It was about 1,000 acres, and we've come down to a farm here we're farming about 170 acres here. So it's a lot smaller, but we're more hands-on with the stock.
And are you yet selling any of your Holsteins?
No, not yet. Like I say, we're still very early days. I'm just, like I say, very cherry picking a few. We brought a few from over the recent years from the Canterbury collection sale, and just privately as well. But that's not the main aim. The main aim is I'm only milking a handful. I just would like to be milking good quality cattle. That's my aim. Is I don't want numbers. I just want a few that milk very well. And yeah, in the future, if we can get a good heifer that can meet the criteria, then absolutely, that's a bonus.
And I guess there must be some very good sires that you can buy the semen off.
Yeah. I'm very, very careful who I buy from. We've got some excellent reps that we deal with locally, various different companies. Yeah, there's certain traits that I look for. We want good framed cows that milk well, look good. Longevity is a thing that I'm very keen on. I'm not keen on cows that produce oodles and then tail off in their relatively young years, so I want a cow that will do the distance, and yeah, ultimately
the top cattle.
Yeah, basically small numbers but quality.
Embryo transplants. So you're looking at that?
Yeah, we've already done some of that. Yeah, we work closely with one of the chaps who's based up in the Hawke's Bay. Again, because we're only small numbers, we tie in with some of the local breeders, so we tend to work around like the Geddeses and that when they're doing some flushes, we'll work in with them, and we're always keen to get 2 or 3 in and do some embryos. But yeah, we've got just behind you here, we've got a couple of embryo calves that were born just this year. So.